Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of TheCaliEffect, King of Games. And today, we're going to be watching an exciting match with me piloting Harpies against Chip and his trains. Now, I'm going to go first, and I'm going to start off by activating Harpie Queen in my hand, sending it to the graveyard to add a Harpie's Hunting Ground from my deck to my hand. Harpies are a very interesting deck. Reason being is that Harpie's Hunting Ground, or it is Harpie's Hunting Ground centered, every time you summon a Harpie monster to your side of the field, you can destroy a spell or trap card on the field, or you must destroy a spell or trap card. This can be beneficial in a format where there are a lot of back row decks, or in a format where you can get to pop off with your effects and search your great Harpie cards. I'm then going to show you guys how it works by normal summoning Harpie Channeler, setting a card face down, and then activating said Harpie's Hunting Ground. Pitching Harpie Harpist from my hand to the graveyard, I'll be able to special summon Harpie Perfumer to my side of the field, triggering the effect of my Harpie's Hunting Ground. Now, Hunting Ground's effect is mandatory. You are forced to destroy a spell or trap card every single time you summon a Harpie monster. I'm going to destroy my own Hysteric Sign and then activate the effects of my Harpie Perfumer. Just for a little clarity, Harpie Perfumer will be Chainlink 2 and Hunting Ground is mandatory, so it's Chainlink 1. We're going to add Alluring Mirror Split from our decks to our hand, and then we're going to go ahead and activate the card, meaning that anytime one of my Harpie Lady or Harpie Lady Sister cards are destroyed, I can special summon another with a different name, and when it's destroyed, I can special summon a Harpie monster from my graveyard. Resolving the effect of Hysteric Sign, we can add 3 Harpie cards with different names from our decks to our hand. We're going to add Harpie Harpist, we're also going to add Harpie's Featherstorm, and Harpie Lady Elegance. And then we can resolve the effect of our Harpie Harpist, which allows us to add Harpie Dancer. Now, some of you guys may be thinking, Callie, that's a very interesting pair of cards to add. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I'll explain it a little later. So there is a slight misplay after I end my turn. During Chip's standby phase, I decided to activate the Harpie's Featherstorm on his standby phase. I could have actually just held that card like a regular hand trap and then just used it when he tried to activate an effect. Chip, seeing that, he just normal summons Express Knight to his side of the field, and then he follows up with his Revolving Switchyard. He wants to save that for a little later, as he's going to be activating Urgent Schedule, allowing him to special summon one level 4 or lower and one level 5 or higher Earth Machine monster to his side of the field. Those two monsters are going to be Heavy Freight Train Durricane, Heavy Freight Train, okay, I said its name right, and of course his level 4 monster of choice will be Ruffian Railcar. These two monsters are really good because the Railcar, when sent to the graveyard, allows him to add a train monster to his hand, and Durricane, when detached, gets him so much advantage. He can destroy a card on the field, as well as be able to gain the effect of the monster that he used to detach with it. Since he does have Revolving Switchyard on his side of the field, he'll be able to activate its effect. He's allowed to special summon one level 4 train monster from his deck to his side of the field, and if he does, he can make that monster level 10. Special summoning a second Ruffian Railcar isn't a terrible idea, but it looks like Chip is going to special summon Flying Pegasus to his side of the field. Maybe he has a Railcar in his hand, maybe he has something else up his sleeve. Now, the Flying Pegasus does become level 10, which, I mean, would have been great if Express Knight didn't have, like, 0 attack. He's going to use the Express Knight and the Durricane for an Exceed summon, forgoing the Link summon because any Link monster that he would summon right now, his effect would be negated. At least the Featherstorm did that. He's going to special summon number 81 Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Super Dora, try saying that card's name 5 times fast in defense position, and then pass his turn. On my standby phase, he's going to use the effect of Dora, detaching the Heavy Freight Train Durricane, making his Dora unaffected by card effects, but even more importantly, he can use Freight Train Durricane's effect to destroy one of my monsters. I think it was really smart, because he got the Harpie Channeler off the field, but unfortunately for him, I prepared for this. The reason why in this particular situation I added Harpie Dancer and the Elegance was in case my opponent actually had a way to get around the Channeler. Summoning the Harpie Dancer, forcing the Harpie's Hunting Ground to destroy Harpie Elegance, I can now add a Harpie monster from my deck to my hand. From there on out, it becomes simple to get the Harpie Channeler back to my side of the field. Harpie Dancer actually has a built-in effect that allows you to bounce a monster to your hand to gain an additional normal summon of a Harpie monster. So with those 2 cards, I'm essentially allowed to search whatever I want. Elegance Getting Destroyed can search me any Harpie monster, and then Dancer will just return itself to the hand so I can get said monster. I call it a capital investment. I'm going to activate the effect of said Dancer to be able to normal summon Harpie Channeler to my side of the field, and that's going to force the activation of the Harpie's Hunting Ground. We're going to destroy the Revolving Switchyard. Now using Harpie Channeler, discarding the Harpie Harpist that we got with Hysteric Sign, we're going to be able to spell summon another Harpie Perfumer, what I would assume. We already have Harpie Harpist in our graveyard to our side of the field, and then Perfumer allows us to add a Harpie card, or Harpie Spell the Trap card, that lists Harpie Lady or Harpie Lady Sisters in its text from our decks to our hand. Triggering the effect of Harpie's Hunting Ground again. We're allowed to destroy a Spell the Trap card on the field. This time around, I'm going to get a little greedy, destroying the Alluring Mirror Spirit, and then activating the effect of Alluring Mirror Spirit. What it does is, when it's destroyed, you can spell summon one Harpie monster from your graveyard to your side of the field. This time around, I'm going to go ahead and special summon Harpie. Well, we know we're going to summon a Harpie monster, but Harpie Queen seems to be the monster of choice. Now, the huge mistake that I want to say about this is that I should have actually destroyed the Chip 102's face down card before I started. I could have destroyed the Revolving Switchyard last. I should have destroyed the face down card first, because now that I have more monsters than my opponent, Chip can actually use that face down card. I was actually expecting it to be a skill drain or whatever, and when he didn't activate it, I was like, oh, it's nothing. So yeah, Harpie's Hunting Ground will destroy Chip's face down card. That's going to be the urgent schedule that he's going to trigger. And now he'll be able to spell summon 2 more train monsters to his side of the field. Those 2 monsters are going to be the Super Express Bullet Train, and he'll be able to summon another Ruffian Rail card. I think trains, the only thing that they need is just a few more really solid train monsters, and the deck can be a legitimate threat. I mean, even right now, I think that it's still pretty awesome to see how trains operate. He has 6 monsters on the board, or 5 monsters, my apologies. He has 5 monsters on the board, and I know I can't count, but man, whoever thought that trains would be able to do something like that? Looking at his board, that Super Door is unaffected by card effects. That's going to be pretty hard to get over, and then his train monsters on the field will gain him advantage. I'm going to use both Harpie Perfumer for a Link Summon, and instead of making Harpie Conductor forcing the activation of our Harpie's Hunting Ground, we're just going to make Great Fly, which gives the attack of all of our monsters by 500 and decreases the defense or attack of all of his Earth monsters by 400. The only unfortunate thing is that Super Door is unaffected by card effects. So yeah, using Elegant Egotist, we're going to spell summon Cyber Harpie Lady to our side of the field, destroying Hunting Ground because this effect is mandatory, and then following up with another Elegant Egotist, we can spell summon a Harpie Lady number 1 to our side of the field. All these attack gains, and we still can't get over that Super Door the way that I want to. But if you guys want to see an awesome Harpie deck profile, then I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I think that this has some sauce, and it's from the Battles of Legends Heroes Revenge set. Let's see if we can get this video to 500 likes, ladies and gentlemen. I know you guys can do it. We'll be able to show you guys that insane Harpie deck profile. So now we're going to go ahead and just have 5 monsters on our side of the field to his 5. How will we be able to beat his board? And while I am here, ladies and gentlemen, while we have that little bit of time, I know you guys may be interested in a train deck profile. Let's see if this video can actually get to 1,000 likes. That's right, 1,000 likes. I think that's very fair for me to give you guys a pretty updated train deck profile with the new set. Angle Knuckler is a lot better than what people give it credit. Ultimately, I think that this stalemate is causing me to think really hard about what I want to do next, because it seems like Chip is going to be left with a monster on the field regardless of what I do. And yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to be able to combat his board if I do it incorrectly. So using both the Harpie Lady 1 and the Harpie Channeler, we're going to make number 39 Utopia. The real reason why I made this card is just because it was like the biggest monster I could even think of. I'm going to use all of my monsters to attack into his other monsters, not his Super Dora. I don't see it as a threat right now. Then during the main phase 2, we're going to use both of those monsters for an Exceed Summon into Abyss Dweller. Whoa, big brain plays right now. Detaching a material. Now he can't get those train effects, and then all 4 monsters for a Link Summon into Mech Knight Crusadia Avramax. Now, when I said this card was powerful, I wasn't even thinking that this card was this powerful. If it battles one of his monsters, it can gain attack, and then it gives me a little bit of disruption on top of it. It's one of the smartest monsters that I even decided to play inside of the extra deck, and has so much value right now. I'm also going to be able to activate Harpie's Feather Rest, which allows me to target 3 Harpie Lady and or Harpie Lady sisters, shuffle them into my deck, and then draw a card. So I'm going to get a little bit back out of this entire play. I did invest a lot of cards into it, but now I have one of the strongest, if not the strongest, Link 4 monster on the game on my side of the field. Chip's in trouble. And man, Avramax can't even be targeted. So I know Chip's thinking, what do I do right here? It's going to be a pretty hard card to get over. No cards for me. I don't have any Harpies cards, so Featherstorm is going, not going to happen. But I can use the effect of Harpie Harpist in my graveyard, which will allow me to add a Harpie Channeler from my deck to my hand. So now it is Chip's turn. We're going to see what he has in store for us. Super Dora on his side of the field. No searches through the effects of his cards because he was previously Abyss Dweller at that turn. And even if Abyss Dweller does leave the field, I mean, for that turn, you still can't activate Graveyard Monster effects. Chip's going to normal summon the Flying Pegasus to his side of the field. And now he's going to use Pegasus to special summon Duracane back to his side of the field. Oh man, it looks like Chip just might have some plays here. Using the Flying Pegasus and the Dora, he's gonna Link Summon. Oh man, I'm pretty excited. What is he gonna Link Summon into? Is he gonna make Cleafor Genius? No. It looks like Chip is going to make Doubleheader Anger Knuckle. I'm actually gonna use the effect of Thanos right here because I know he is in a Link heavy deck. I'm gonna summon it to my side of the field in defense position, draw 2 cards, and then I'm going to select what card I want to put into my deck to shuffle. So Thanos isn't really going to help me right now. I mean, he's just a hand shuffler right now, literally. I like him because he got Harpie Dancer out of my hand and got me 2 new fresh cards. But other than that, he's not helping against trains. They're just going to summon monsters bigger than him. He can actually even cost me the game if I would have had him in attack. So Chip, now realizing that, hey, if I make a monster, I'm going to have a tough time getting over to Avramax, but you do have a monster specimen from the extra deck. Let me go ahead and get this Shaddoll Fusion for free at least. Hopefully to draw into some more resources. He's going to send Shaddoll Hedgehog. And he's also going to send, well, we already know a train monster, possibly Ruffian Railcar, or even, yes, the Super Bullet Train Express to his graveyard to be able to special summon for free, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, he gets this monster to his side of the field for free. He's going to be able to bring out one of the best fusion monsters in the game in El Shaddoll Shekinaga. Now, Shekinaga is pretty good. He'll be able to activate the effect of his Shaddoll Hedgehog because, it was sent to the graveyard for a card effect. That'll get him a Shaddoll Beast into his hand. And Shekinaga actually has a cute interaction with it. Shaddoll Hedgehog getting the Shaddoll Beast. Shekinaga can negate the activation of Avramax's effect to give it an attack boost and destroy it. And then he sends a Shaddoll card from his hand to the graveyard, which he got through the Shaddoll Beast. So now, if Avramax was an actual person, he'd be like sweating bullets right now. I know he's not going to be able to survive this fight, but at least I can still disrupt my opponent. Chip thinking about his next play, this is what I think that this is a mistake right here. He definitely could have played this different. Maybe he was thinking that damage would be more important because he'd be able to follow up on his next turn for game. But hindsight's always 20/20 when you play card games. If you guys had replays, you'd be able to see like, hey, I should have did this there or did this here. It is what it is. He's going to use double header Anger Knuckle to special summon the Super Express Bullet Train back to his side of the field. And now we can use both the Duracane and the Express for an Exceed summon. I think he'll be able to, so right here, he's going to use both of those monsters for an Exceed summon for Super Dora. And that can inflict 2,000 damage, or not Super Dora. That's what he should have made. This time, he actually just makes the Rail Cannon Gustav Max. And Max allows him to inflict 2,000 damage to me, and he can destroy a card. But if he would have made the Dora would have been able to attack over the Crusadia Aframax, and he'd be able to negate it with the Shekinaga and protect his Dora. But because reading isn't key for Chip, he's going to inflict the 2,000 damage, thinking that he has a clear path to just breaking my board and inflicting damage, using the Duracane to destroy the Thanos. I'm not even going to protect it. And he's like, what? You're not going to protect the Thanos? I mean, it doesn't really do anything. He then follows up with his Big Daddy Boss Guy, using the Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max as a material. He's going to make the big Boss Daddy monster, the Juggernaut. And what he does is by detaching a material, he's going to gain a freak ton of attack, which allows him to power over the Avramax, and then he can negate it with Shekinaga. Maybe he didn't necessarily read Avramax, or maybe, I don't know. I'm going to use Mechanite Crusadia Avramax's effect to, give himself attack. Shekinaga comes in clutch to negate the Avramax's on-field effect, but the Avramax does have a graveyard effect, and I'm going to be able to bounce the card to his hand. Or, man, that's just unfortunate for Chip, losing one of his strongest monsters. He did deal a good amount of life points, but Shekinaga in defense actually is not bad. It's pretty good. He's going to go ahead and pass his turn. Unfortunately, he does make another mistake. He didn't use the effect of his Super Express Bullet Train. And here comes my mistake. I'm going to normal summon Harpie Channeler, discarding Hysteric Sign. Now, Chip actually picks this card up, and right then and there, he could have just if you read the card instead of looking at the card and its amazingness, you would have read that you need to discard a Harpie card. Hysteric Sign is not a Harpie card. I'm going to special summon a Harpie Oracle to my side of the field. To rectify this, I did have Harpie Lady Elegance in my hand. I'm pretty sure in this game I did. So I still would have been able to special summon a Harpie Oracle to retrieve a Harpie card from my graveyard to my hand. This time around, it will be the Harpie's Feather Rest. And then I'm going to use both of those monsters for an Exceed summon into our Lightning Chidori. And Chidori is our out to the Shekinaga, detaching a material to put Shekinaga back into the deck. And now Feather Rest will be activated, because it prevents us from summoning only thing but wind monsters, but Chidori was a wind monster, so we could have used it before we made the Chidori or whatever. But yeah, Lightning Chidori inflicting 1900 damage. I'm going to finish up with Harpie's Feather Rest. I'm going to add the Oracle. The Feather Rest Oracle combo is just way too good. You use the Feather Rest to shuffle in the Oracle, and then you use the Oracle to recur the Feather Rest. It's an endless loop of Harpie cards that you will always have in your deck. I do appreciate what Konami has done in terms of support for the Harpie archetype, and that's just amazing that the deck has now a way to pot of avarice your cards. Following up with cards face down, I'm then going to use the Hysteric Sign to add 3 Harpie cards with different names. Heck, I actually could have just activated the Elegant Egotist, or the Hysteric Sign, added Elegant Egotist, and then used it on the channeler to make the Lightning Chidori. So we would have been pretty much getting over this card anyways. His Shekinaga was getting off the board, and we're going to give it right back to Chip. So we don't have a Harpie monster on our side of the field, but it doesn't matter. On his standby phase, I'm going to reveal to him that I have an Hysteric Sign, and I have the Harpie's Featherstorm, obviously, in my hand. So he's going to go ahead and scoop it up, knowing that he won't be able to activate any monster effects. He does have Flying Pegasus in his hand, but again, monster effects kind of prevent him from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Going into game 2, whoa! Chip's going to go first. He's going to start off by activating Revolving Switchyard. And now we can follow up by using Revolving Switchyard to get the Bullet Express to the graveyard. That'll allow him to add a train monster from his deck to his hand. He's going to summon Night Express Knight to his side of the field. And from his hand, he's going to trigger the effect of Heavy Freight Train Duricane. He's going to special summon Duricane, using both of those monsters for an Exceed summon into his number 81 Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Super Dora. Why does this card have Super in its name twice? On his end phase, he's going to use the effect of Super Express Bullet Train. He's going to add a Flying Pegasus from his deck to his hand. And now he's going to put the ball back in Harpie's court. Let's see if we can break this simplistic board that Chip set up with. Woo. Now, I know you guys are probably wondering, TheCaliEffect, where'd you get this swag from? How cool is this mat? Well, I got this mat from Imperium Duelist, and if you guys want to have 10% off your entire purchase, check out the description. Use TheCaliEffect 10 off to get 10% off your entire purchase. I'm going to set a monster defense and 3 cards face down. This is not looking good for me. Chip using Super Dora's effect on my end phase, detaching the Freight Train Duricane to destroy my face down Cold by the Grave. That would have been a great disruption. I mean, it would have stopped his Flying Pegasus from special summoning a monster, which, you know, means he probably wouldn't have been able to pop off with some combos. He's now going to special summon his Flying Pegasus to his side of the field. He can now bring back his Duricane, and using Revolving Switchyard, he'll also be able to special summon a train monster to his side of the field and make it level 10. So Heavy Freight Train Duricane comes to the side of the field, and he also gives a special summon Ruffian Railcar to his side of the field from his deck and make it level 10. He's still going to be able to snowball some advantage because that Ruffian Railcar allowed him to add a train. And if he can get a Super Express Bullet, he'll be able to add another train. This deck has an endless supply of monsters. So Chip is setting himself up to put us right into game 3. Using the Super Dora and the Ruffian Railcar, he's going to link summon into his monster that has been helping him a ton. That Double Header Knuckle Anger Knuckler. I keep calling it different names, but Double Header Anger Knuckle. He then can use the Flying Pegasus in the Duricane for a Exceed summon. And he's not going to make the Super Dora, or the Gustav Max. Just going to call them by their last part of their name. He's not going to make the Gustav Max this time around. He's going to go ahead and play it safe. He's going to go ahead and make the Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Super Dora. Now, in this particular sequence, if I had multiple monsters on the side of the field, it would actually, he could have made Pentastag and then made the Super Big Daddy Juggernaut and attacked into all of my monsters, inflicting piercing damage. So it's almost pretty good that I didn't have any other monsters committed to my side of the field. Double Header Knuckle Anger is going to attack into a Harpie Harpus, and then is going to attack for some huge amount of damage. Trains are just that powerful, inflicting a ton of damage to my life points and just having a very strong board presence. He's then going to be able to use the effect of his Double Header. He can send it to the graveyard to special summon a train monster to his side of the field. And like the more I look at it, if he summons a monster and attack, he could have even gotten more damage. So that double hanger, actually, I'm not sure if it summons, if it can summon an attack. So correct me if I'm wrong. You guys obviously just seen it. But regardless, Chip is going to try to go to safe route. He's going to special summon that Super Express Bullet Train. That will allow him to add more advantage during the end phase, or when it's into the graveyard. And if I don't get rid of it, well, hey, he has another 10. So during Chip's end phase, I'm going to activate the effect of Harpie Harpist. I'm going to add Harpie Channeler from my deck to my hand. Boy, I'm licking my lips at this board because Chip does have a Super Dora. I can't necessarily win the game off of Super Dora being on his side of the field, but man, I'm like, you know what? I think I can win this game though. I think it won't be a game 3. I might be able to inflict a huge amount of damage and put him in a really bad situation. During the end phase, Chip's gonna use Ruffian Railcar. He's gonna add another train monster from his deck to his hand. And I mean, just saying, this train deck, man, if he would have some disruptions, or he already has one disruption, a couple of more disruptions, he just literally takes over the game, just disrupting your opponent and having huge monsters. If you put yourself in a bad position, he will OTK you as well. So this is where the gravy train stops, as I'm going to start my turn by activating Alluring Mirror Spirit and then normal summoning Harpie Channeler to my side of the field. Using Harpie Channeler's effect, no, I'm actually going to flip face down my Hysteric Party, discarding a Perfumer to special summon Harpie monsters to my side of the field. Now Chip's going to use the effect of number 81. He wants to detach a material to make it unaffected. He detaches the Duracane. He can make his monster unaffected and then trigger the effect of Duracane to destroy a card on my side of the field, that being Hysteric Party. So my monsters are coming to the side of the field. We're having a interesting debate over what's going on. He's like, they go to the graveyard. I'm putting in the graveyard. I'm like, no, I have Harpie's Featherstorm. And he's like, wait, time out. You can actually use that card? And I'm like, yeah, I just been messing up with it. So at least I realized my mistakes in the middle of the game. So yeah, Harpie's Featherstorm is going to be insane for me right now. I prevent his monster effect from activating. I get 2 Harpie monsters to my side of the field, one of them being Harpie Perfumer, meaning that I can trigger her effect to search another Harpie card. I am on a roll right now. So I probably should have used it at the detachment of Super Dora. But, I mean, just being absent-minded and then reading the card on the spot, yeah, we're in a good spot. So we're going to special summon Perfumer and Harpie Harpist to our side of the field. Then we are going to add a Harpie's Feather Rest. Using the effect of Harpie Channeler, we'll be able to special summon Harpie Oracle to our side of the field. Harpie Oracle will add that Harpie's Feather Rest that we discarded from our graveyard to our hand. Just another reason why Oracle is just so good. And now we can start popping off with some plays. I'm actually having a clear line of sight into Chip's life points. This game just might be over right here and right now. Who am I kidding? It's only 2 minutes left in this video. Of course it is over. How is it going to be over though? How will Harpies be able to break Chip's board? Well, I haven't used Harpie's Feather Rest just yet, so I'm not locked into only summoning wind monsters. I can follow up by going through my extra deck and using 2 of my level 4 monsters for an Exceed summon. We're going to use Oracle and Perfumer. No, it looks like Harpist in Oracle. For an Exceed summon into Utopia Double. Utopia Double detaching a material from this card. Yes, you are reading it correct. And what it will allow me to do is add a double or nothing from my deck to my hand. Detaching the Harpie Harpist, meaning that even if Chip does survive this battle, I'll be able to search a Harpie monster from my deck to my, or a Winged Beast monster, Wind monster, I'm pretty sure it's Winged Beast, from my deck to my hand. So we're going to add that double or nothing for my hand, and Chip's looking at it like, wait, what's going on? What's going on? We're going to make Utopia. Never thought in 2019 we'd be making this monster. Chip's doing the math and he's like, that's 7,000. That's not exactly enough for game, But oh yes it is. I have the face down elegant egotist to morph one of my Harpie monsters into another. Whoa, I'm gonna special summon Harpie Lady number 1 to my side of the field. The Utopia can attack into the Super Dora. That is 6,800 damage right off the bat. A Harpie Channeler can attack into his face down monster, or his Dora monster, his Express Train monster. Blah. And then I can attack for game. That is crazy. Harpie sealing this game up and being able to make it even off of the strength of those huge train monsters. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. And if you really did, consider joining our Patreon. We have so many awesome rewards. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day like I am.